Hello, welcome back to the Juniper Vale. I'm here with Tito,
Hello, hello.
and we're doing the games on Tuesday, June 30th.
Very exciting day. Very, very exciting day. I'm excited. You're excited?
Yes.
All right.
Who's playing?
The first match we have Ivory Coast against Norway in Texas,
That's at 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
And then France versus Sweden in New Jersey at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. And the main event of the evening, I believe, will be Mexico against Ecuador in Mexico City at
Ooh.
9 p.m. That's going to be a great matchup.
Mexico and Mexico City.
You better not lose.
You think Ecuador is going to come out fighting?
Yes.
Ooh.
Ecuador is going to, from the start, I think they are just going to go after Mexico
Oh
and
boy.
go up early.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
we'll see.
All right. So today is June 28th. Um, Canada and South Africa already played,
Yes.
and Canada won
Mhm.
just at the last second. I thought they were going to go to the PKs. They almost did.
Well,
No?
at the end of regulation, they get another. They get
Oh, they get more
OT,
time. Oh,
extra time.
yeah. I forgot about that.
At the end of extra time, if they're still tied, then they do the PK shootout.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Is that half an hour?
Yeah, 15 and 15.
Oh, okay.
And actually, I was glad that someone won because the match was a little boring, I may say.
Not much going on.
Well, it needed to end. So I was happy that Canada pulled it off.
You're like, somebody put this match
Right.
out of its misery.
Yes.
All right. So first is Ivory Coast versus Norway. What do you think about these two teams? Well, Norway is very strong, right?
Yes. Well, Ivory Coast is a very strong team as well. It's your
Hmm.
typical, African team that it's very physical. They like to push forward. So yeah, this is actually a really good game.
All
I
right.
think Norway has the upper hand.
Hmm. I like Norway's uniforms.
Yes. And Ivory Coast uniforms are a nice team.
So Ivory Coast will be on my left and Norway will be on my right. So Ivory Coast, we had the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. For Norway, we have the Ten of Cups, the Tower card, and the Five of Wands. Hmm. Let's see. So the Queen of Cups, like in the past, it's a leadership card, and it shows that the team has wisdom. They're not intimidated. So the Ivory Coast is going in strong. They have the hopes of the cup. She's got her eye on a cup, so that's pretty good. I think it just shows that they're emotionally ready for the game. They're probably very excited about the game. So I think they're going to go in with a lot of energy in the first half because they also have by the second half they have the Eight of Wands. Wands are that excitement, and the Eight of Wands is like it's like you're going into battle, right? So I see this as kind of like the arrows from bows and arrows, like they're going in full force. It's a very strong card, still has a lot of excitement for them. So it's like they still have a lot of energy going on. The Four of Pentacles is this guy does not share. So, he has a hold of all the pentacles. Pentacles are good for the physical capabilities of the team. Fours are a foundation. I think in the second half, they're gonna try to hold on to the ball. So it could be that they score in the first half, they do really well, and then they try to kind of bogart the ball in the second half to try to keep it away from Norway as much as possible. For Norway, though, they have the Ten of Cups, and I mean that's happy families. Everybody's very excited. It's a celebration. Um, that I mean, if this were like at the end, I would say they would win. since it's more like in the first part of the game, that makes me think that they score a good many goals. So I don't think it's like only Ivory Coast is scoring goals. I think if Ivory Coast scores, I think Norway is also scoring. The tower is interesting because by the midpoint of the game, there's this moment where something goes wrong. Um, the tower is pretty much like a destruction. I don't know if this could be a an injury, maybe a star player, or something goes wrong because then you see them fighting. So Norway is putting up a really big fight because they have the 5 of wands in the second half. So something seems to happen where they're not as easygoing as this card, right? There's a lot of already early celebration going on in this card. Maybe they celebrate a little too early. Maybe Ivory Coast comes in really strong, starts to score goals, and then becomes like even with them. So it's like, and then that's kind of like their tower moment, and they're just celebrating too early, and so they're putting up a fight in the second half. Um,
So it's like Norway's leading, but then Ivory Coast comes and ties the game, or
mm,
perhaps goes up by one,
right,
and then at the end of the game, Norway has they have to do everything they can
hmm,
to to win, right?
right, yeah, and Ivory Coast may be trying their best to just keep possession of the ball in
Hmm.
order to win. That could be what happens.
That makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah, let's do some oracle cards. Do you remember how Ivory Coast did in the previous games? I have the sheets here. Let me know, Tito. Ivory Coast has the garden. Norway has the clouds.
So Ivory Coast beat Ecuador,
Mm,
and then they lost to Germany 2-1.
mm,
And for the final game of the first round, they beat Curacao
mm,
2-0.
hmm,
So,
Let's see. So the Ivory Coast got the garden. That talks about meetings, events, contacts. To me, that says that good things are happening, things are coming to fruition, there's good communication. Um, could even mean things like, it doesn't sense I don't come across it as a bad card, so I don't think of it as like, say, a contact, when sports, when you have a contact sport where people are like it gets really rough.
mm,
Like, I don't see it meaning that. I see it more as coming up with good plans, and carrying out those plans. Norway has the clouds. So this is confusion, uncertainty, and problems. So this could be what the tower is referring to. They could have some uncertainty because the rug gets pulled out from under them by the Ivory Coast when they're not expecting it, and that could cause them a few problems.
mm.
Um, let's see. The Ivory Coast has the zombie. So zombies are disconnect, apathy, and no emotion. Hmm. How's that going to fit in? And then the ectoplasm for Norway talks about evidence, spirit energy, and fraud. So, how do those fit in? Ectoplasm, spirit energy, fraud. Because ectoplasm was something that people could easily fake in like the late 18th century or late 19th century, when they would do seances in Victorian times, and they would use cheesecloth and make it look like ectoplasm was like coming out of their nose.
Yeah.
So that's like kind of trying to pull the wool over somebody's eyes in a way. So maybe Norway does have a few tricks up their sleeve in the second half that they're trying to do, one over on Ivory Coast. Zombies are the zombie thing is interesting with the no emotions, but because it's kind of like, zombies don't really have a soul. They're just kind of like a moving body. So, which is interesting, but I don't know how that fits in with it because I don't feel like the other cards are saying things like that. Um, but zombies are also not easy to kill, really. It's not like you can stab a zombie and it dies. It's
No?
just gonna keep going. So in a way, it's kind of like saying that they just keep going and going and going, and they're really gonna probably tire Norway out a bit. I don't think Ivory Coast is going to tire. I think they're gonna just keep going in a way. But I want more cards. So I can't say for sure who I think is gonna win yet from what these cards say. I think they're gonna play well. Like I think the teams are matched really well. Let's see. Ivory Coast gets the 3 of swords, but then Norway also gets the 5 of cups. So the 3 of swords is like heartbreak or disillusionment. It's kind of like confusion as well, since swords have to do with um they can have a lot to do with intellect or not necessarily communication, but like your intuition. You're lacking intuition when it comes to the swords. You're more of a on a conscious level. So that could be showing confusion on the Ivory Coast part or heartbreak ending. Like maybe they just don't get that ending that they want. Norway, they're looking at their spilled cups and their 5 of cups, and they're ruminating over their spilled cups, but they still have 2 that are standing. So that says to me that Norway, maybe they come out of the game not happy with how they played, but they still win. And I think that's what it says to me. So I will go with Norway.
It's gonna be a close game, but I think Norway has slight upper hand. I think they'll pull through.
Yeah.
Yes, I think Norway will win the game as well.
Yeah. I think Ivory Coast is gonna really beat them up. So they're gonna like really
It's not
test
gonna be easy,
them.
yeah, for
No.
sure. Because the Ivory Coast, the team is very physical.
Yeah.
Huh. The next game is France versus Sweden,
Oh boy. So France has not lost a game, right? Yet.
and they look great. I think that if you were to ask me which team looks the best or has looked like they're ready to advance deep in the tournament, I think France is one of them, and Argentina is the other. So I think that France is going to beat Sweden, and it's not going to be a very difficult thing to do for them.
Mhm.
They're playing at MetLife Stadium.
Oh boy.
I
Yeah.
think France takes it.
Yeah, France and Argentina are both playing like they kind of look like they're on a whole nother level than the other team.
Yes, lights out.
They just kind of go out there and then they like score goals and they're like, okay, that was fun. Let's go to Disneyland.
Hmm. And France is on one side of the bracket. Argentina is on the other side of the bracket.
Oh,
So they could meet again,
oh, yeah. Did they played France the last time too?
and the previous World Cup too.
Wow, rematch.
Rematch to the rematch to the rematch.
All right, so France will be on my left. Sweden will be on my right.
Sweet.
Sweden. All right, France has the strength card. They have the King of Pentacles and they have the World card. Sweden has the Three of Cups, the Emperor, and the Three of Wands. So nobody has particularly bad cards. Um, of course, the Strength card is about that emotional strength and also like it can be about physical strength, but I think it's more about emotional. because of the woman is not holding down the lion. They are the lion is holding back his animal instincts, and she's holding back her fear. And so it's like she's tamed the lion
Mm.
in a way. So that's a very good card, especially if you're going into a tough game in the World Cup. You probably want to feel that way. The King of Pentacles, again, that's like a great leadership card. This could be like a coach or the captain. Do you know who the captain of France is? I don't know. I don't know any French team members per se. But this could be, and this he has the pentacles, so it's about strong leadership, especially within the athletic ability.
I want to say Mbappe, but I don't remember.
Mm. And then they have the world card. So the last card for them is the world card. So that could mean a lot of things. Usually it's about goal accomplishment, because it's the last card of the major arcana. So you start at the fool's journey and they go through all their trials and tribulations and they end up at the world card, which is like showing that they accomplished what they set out to do. So that's a very good card to get, especially I think as the third card. Sweden has the Three of Cups. This is a celebration card. So I think they're going to do well in the first half. I don't know if they'll get clobbered by France, but they seem pretty happy about something. So maybe they score a few goals. The Emperor card is an interesting card. He has the rams here on his throne. The rams represent Aries, and Aries is the god of war. So the emperors are old school kings that you do what they say, and if they have to go to war, then that's what they'll do. So I think Sweden feels as they're not going to give in. They're really going to try as hard as they can in the game. Then and I would say in the second half they have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is more of like a waiting game. So it's like the wands are that enthusiasm. This person is looking out. This is water here. There's little boats in it. So they're kind of like looking out at the expanse and deciding when to make that leap in a way. Like they already kind of have a plan and they know what they want to do. They're just waiting for the right moment. So maybe Sweden, they could possibly not take some shots that they may get because they're waiting for the right moment. So they may miss some shots or some moments, I should say, or they may not strike until they really feel confident, which could also turn out well for them. But with France having the world card, that to me is like that's a big win. I would say, especially as the third card in the second half. I would say that's a pretty big, probably a good indicator of a win. I don't think it doesn't seem like to me from these cards that Sweden necessarily gets run over. Um, I feel like they'll still put up a fight and they may get a goal in the first half.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know.
Could be a good game.
Yeah. Let's see. France gets the stork and Sweden gets the letter. Storks talk about change, transformation, and improvement. So I think this basically says that France has that ability to improve very easily when and change how they're playing a game in response to their opponents. So I think that's just a really good skill to have. Sweden has a letter that talks about written communication messages. I think that just talks that says that they have good communication. I think as a team, I don't think either one really talks about win or lose. I think it's just talking more about um, the abilities of the teams and what they're specifically good at.
Hmm.
Let's see. France has a Leviathan, and Sweden has the Banshee. So I remember from the Banshee, you hear her scream at night, somebody's going to die. That's not great. That's not great. The Leviathan is like a sea monster, right? He stands for ancient primordial force of creation and destruction. So to me, that just seems like very powerful, right? I think that just says that France is just going to overpower them in the end.
That makes sense.
And I don't think that. So I don't think Sweden's going to win. I think France is going to win. I don't know if it's going to be like say I don't know, a 3-0 game or not. Like I don't know if it's going to be that much of a pounding, but I still think that is going to
Okay. I think so too.
win. Oh boy. The Leviathan. That's
Leviathan.
I like that word. Leviathan.
I've never seen that sea monster before.
He's got teeth.
Yeah.
He looks like a big eel.
Teeth.
I gotta look up more pictures of that though. I don't know. It's a cool picture though.
Yeah. All right. Mexico versus Ecuador.
Oh boy.
This is the much anticipated in the Latin American world. I think everybody's going to be watching this game. Ecuador has a great offense, a great defense. Mexico has a great defense, and they can score goals.
Hmm.
And Ecuador is going to come fire in all engines, right? They just beat Germany to get into
Mm.
the second round.
Yeah.
So they're going to be ready to play. I'm eager to see the
Oh boy,
cards.
Tito. Want to put
Hmm.
your hands on the cards? Give it some energy.
No, I have too much energy. I ruined their chances.
All right. Mexico versus Ecuador. I'll be at work when they play.
And we must have a winner.
Yeah.
We must have a winner.
Mexico versus Ecuador. So Mexico on my left and Ecuador on my right. All right, Mexico. We have the 7 of Cups, Temperance, and the 8 of Cups. Ecuador has the World card, the High Priestess, and the King of Swords. Good cards. Good card. So Mexico's 7 of Cups. So the 7 of Cups is that illusions and delusions card. You see all these choices in the clouds, and they all look fantastic. But you got to know what's real and what's not real.
It's like the price behind door number one and door number two.
Yeah. Except door number 1 might have something written on it that says, I have $1,000,000 behind me. And you're like, is that true? You don't know.
Oh boy.
But I think especially in the when we talk about it in these games, I feel like it's saying that there's a lot of choices and a lot of opportunities for Mexico in the first half. Not all the cups are filled with something that you necessarily want. You may not want a snake, right?
Not me.
Um, I don't know what this is. Kind of looks like fruit and maybe jewelry. I don't know. Maybe you want that. So I think it in a way to me it says like there's a lot of opportunities to score a goal, but not every single one of them works out. So it's like maybe they are like, the goalkeeper in Ecuador is really busy the first half.
You're saying Mexico is going to have a lot of shots on goal.
Yeah, I think they're
Hmm.
gonna have a lot of shots on goal. Temperance is a good card because I think I always forget whether I think this comes after death. Yeah, because this is 14. Death is think is 13. I think so. So anyway, basically with temperance, you could see that the angel has the two cups pouring water in between. That's kind of like coming up with a balance. And what you do with temperance is you're thinking things through. So it's kind of nice that it comes up in like sort of midway point. So if they're in their halftime, it's the point where you think about what you just did, what went right, what went wrong, and what changes can you make. So I think it's a good card to have like right in the middle of the
Hmm.
game. The 8 of Cups is an interesting card to have here because 8 of Cups shows somebody walking away. And what this means is that you're walking away from something that no longer suits you. it doesn't do you any good and you're willing to walk away from it. This could be saying things like they notice certain mistakes that maybe they make and they're willing to walk away from certain plays or ideas that they have that will not serve them well. So it's a good card. Like it's not a bad card because they are recognizing in this card, if you get it, you are recognizing what's not good for you and you're willing to give it up.
So in a game, it's kind of like losing 1-0 and you've been very defensive, but yet you're still losing. So you got to change to be more an offensive team and not so like
Yeah. Yeah. You're willing to like transform and even
change the game plan.
if it feels like a chance, you're willing to take it.
Uh,
Or you're just making good decisions in the sense of something isn't working out correctly. The coach makes the decision and says, no, do this instead.
make an adjustment.
Yeah, you're
Mm.
making adjustments, and that's good. So Ecuador has a world card as the first card, which is interesting because to me, it's like it still talks about goal accomplishment. I think they're very happy that they've made it to play Mexico. So I think they're kind of like it's very exciting for them to kind of be there and to put up their dukes with Mexico in a way because I think they feel that they know that they've done well and they're able to go head to head with Mexico.
It's a good matchup for
Yeah.
them.
So I don't feel like this doesn't say like an automatic win, especially since it's like the first card. I get the first card, I still think they're gonna do well in the first half. This is like they're gonna accomplish some sort of goals in the first half that they were planning on. So they're probably gonna play pretty well. Um, the High Priestess in the midpoint is very interesting because it's also very similar to Temperance. So the High Priestess is about learning, and it's about being quiet and taking in knowledge. So it can also be like thinking about what you've achieved and what you need to change and then learning new things to get you where you need to be. So it's a very early card in the major arcana. It's only card number 2. So technically it's card number 3 because the first card is the fool, which is 0. So it's still a very early card. So it's a little bit more green than the temperance card, right? So it's like a younger card than Temperance
Mm.
in a way. But then they have the King of Swords. So kings, again, the leadership. Swords could be difficult issues, but they when it comes to the court cards, they also very much mean to me like shrewdness and battle. So like I think the King of Swords is a very shrewd king. He knows how to win battles. He knows what he's doing. So there's an intellectual what's the word I'm thinking of? An intellectual advantage in a way where you're kind of balancing it because it's not emotional. So you're looking at things very plainly, right? You're not letting any types of emotions get to you. So that's why you can play very shrewdly. So that's good. So even if they're not winning in the second half, they're not letting it get to them. Like and they know how to think things through. So neither one of these say who's going to win or lose for me because they're pretty much very good cards for
Mm.
each team. So I definitely need oracle cards to figure out what's going to happen. I might have to pull a bunch of cards for this one. I don't know. Seem kind of matched. That was like who's I doing yesterday? Was it Germany and Paraguay? I don't remember now. Who played Netherlands and Morocco? No, I don't know. I was doing somebody, it was a third team I was doing yesterday, and every card that came up was almost exactly the same for each team.
You're
It
gonna have to
was
get Noel
I know.
to decide.
Noel's gonna have to tell them. One meow for France, no, for Mexico. Two meows for Ecuador. She's like, I ain't got no money on the game. I don't care. All right, Mexico. The crystal ball and the cauldron for Ecuador. Mm. So the crystal ball is about prophecy, intuition, and vision. you look at a crystal ball to see the future. I think that's a very good card to have. It's almost like saying that it's prophesized that they could win or that they're there. The cauldron is about change, alchemy, and creation, and that's just another card that says they have a strength of being able to change things that aren't going the way they need them to be. So they're both also very good cards. You see this trouble you're in, and you're
Mm.
trying to figure things out, and you're just like, oh, but all the cards are good, and nothing is coming up like. If this were at the end, I would say a win, but it's not at the end. It's in the beginning.
What does the little card say?
The Victorian Phantasmagoria, the Hellhounds for Mexico, and the Fae Folk for Ecuador. So look at those Hellhounds. They have red eyes. So they're kind of like coming for you, right? You hear the hellhounds coming for you and you're in trouble. you know, you don't want to deal with the hellhounds, Really, you don't. What does it stand for in the book?
What does it mean for Ecuador?
Pursuit, hunted, relentless fate. So that is like Mexico will hunt Ecuador.
Mm,
Like
okay. Listen, Mexico's
Ecuador
playing at home and it's their World Cup, so I can see that.
Ecuador may feel hunted. Like they may feel like, oh shit.
Probably.
They have the Fey folk. The Fey folk are different, but they're friend or foe. They're also vindictive and they're capricious. So, like, Fey folk are like fairies, right? They're really cute. They're adorable. They got the little wings. They're like Tinkerbell, right? But they will bite you. You don't want to mess with Fey folk. If you go in an area where they live, they will curse you. Like they will turn you into a Fey folk or something like that. Like you don't want to mess with Fey folk. They look really cute and really adorable, but they're scary. Hellhounds, though, will hunt you down and rip you to shreds. So which would you rather deal with? I
Mm.
don't know. The hellhounds is pretty scary. I feel like that says that, they're out for blood basically. They're not.
So you're saying Mexico may have the upper hand right now at this
I think
moment?
so. I mean, the
I could agree with that.
Fae folk are small and quick. I don't know if Ecuador is a quick team. Are
They are.
they? Yeah.
We're adult, athletic.
Yeah.
But the Hellhounds are all those 85,000 Mexican fans
Yeah, that's true.
that could come after Mexico if they're not playing well.
They hear the howling. Mexico got the King of Pentacles, and Ecuador got the Eight of Pentacles or seven of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles again is that strong leader, especially for athletic ability. And it when you see this like king, he's very calm. He's very calmly looking at his pentacle, right? He knows that he has it. So there's a confidence here that Mexico has, which I think is very good for them in their favor. The Seven of Pentacles is someone who's growing. So he planted those pentacles and now he's a farmer and he's waiting for harvest. So he's not yet a king,
Mm.
right? He's still got it. Like he's growing his own pentacles. They're doing really well, but it's not harvest time yet.
He's got 7 of
He's got seven of them, but he's not the king.
them.
So I think, and especially since it's not harvest time yet, he can't collect them.
Mhm. He's
So
not ready.
no, they're not ready yet. They're good, but they're not ready yet. So they're the apples, they're not ripened. You know what I mean? The mangoes are no good yet.
Not good.
They're not good yet. So I think from these cards I'm gonna go with Mexico. But Ecuador is very determined. I would say good on Ecuador for being
This is going to be a close game.
yeah,
I think Mexico has it by, oh my God.
yeah,
What's that in racing where the post?
neck and neck.
Yeah.
Or you win by a nose.
A nose. Yeah. It's going to be a great game.
All right, I think Mexico's gonna win by a nose.
Oh boy. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's exciting. It's like you played the game right here. I don't know. All right. All right, Tito. That's June 30th. What are you going to be doing at 9 p.m. on June 30th?
I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be watching all these games.
Yeah.
Come on, of course.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. Let us know what cards you got, who you think is going to win. I know I have a few people out there that leave comments. They're all about Morocco. They're very, very for Morocco. And I'm like,
Morocco is
good for you.
Morocco is strong. I really like that team. They're playing the Netherlands, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
on the 29th. On here it says the 30th
Yeah.
because it says 2 a.m., but 9 p.m. on the 29th, they're playing.
And that team will go against Canada. I think either team will
Mm.
beat Canada. So
Oh,
that will put you in the quarterfinals.
wow.
That's a great game to watch.
Oh,
Brazil,
boy.
Japan. There's so many games.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for subscribing. We really appreciate it. Tito's very happy when I get subscribers. So. And
I'm
everybody likes a happy Tito.
very happy.
All right. Say bye, Tito.
Bye, Tito.
Bye.
Bye.